In this video, we are going to be talking about congruent triangles. So what does it take to be a congruent triangle? It's triangles that are the exact same shape and size. So it's like cutting out this one and overlapping on this one, and they would match each other perfectly. So the way that we write them, what it means is that like this angle C is the same as this angle T, angle B, same as angle S, angle A is the same as angle R. Right? And then same thing with some sides. Side A would be the same as side R. Side C would be the same as side T. And then side B would be the same as side S. So when we have that, the triangles match perfectly, we're going to say that one triangle is congruent to the other. So here's how you write it. Let's just kind of put it in order here, A, B, C. So triangle ABC would be congruent. That's the symbol we use to triangle. And then you got to get corresponding pieces. So whatever goes with A, you have to start first. So R, and then S, and then T. All right, so A goes with R, B goes with S, and C goes with T. All right, so that's how you would write your congruent triangle. So what's the minimal amount of information that you would need in order to say the triangles are congruent to each other? So you got a couple different scenarios. One is if you knew all the side lengths, then you would be able to say that the triangles are congruent. So picture-wise, we have an 8 matches an 8. We have a 9 matches a 9. And then we have a 9.5 matches a 9.5. Okay, so we have 3 sets of sides that are congruent to each other. All right, so we would have the triangles being congruent. So let me kind of write it out. That you would have side AB would be congruent to side FD, and then side BC with the 2 marks would be congruent to side DE. And then 9.5, so side AC would be congruent to side FE. All right, but we want to get the order right on this. So we have side, side, side. So we have side, side, side. So there's no other way to create these triangles than what we have. So they would be congruent. So I'll just pick an order for this. We'll go A, B, C. And then it's going to be congruent to, we'll start with A. So that goes 8, 9, 9.5. So 8, 9, 9.5, F, D, E. Okay, and so that would be us saying that we have 3 sets of sides that are congruent, so we have enough information to say that we have congruent triangles. So a couple different scenarios are like so. So another one is if you have a side, an angle, and a side, kind of in that order where that angle is connected to those 2 sides. So you have a side, an angle, and a side. So we have side 5 matching side 5. We have angle 108 matching angle 108. And then we have side 6 matching side 6. So we have side, angle, side. That's enough information for us to say that we have congruent triangles. And so here, let me write it out what we have. We have, let's go BC. BC would be congruent to LN. And then we would have the angle, which would be angle C, would be congruent to angle L. And then we have a 6, so a CA would be congruent to LM. So all it takes is to have a side and then an angle and then a side, which is what we have. So we could say the 2 triangles are congruent. So I'm going to go BCA. So that's a 1 mark, an angle, and then 2 marks. So BCA would be congruent to triangle 1 mark. So NLM. NLM. So this is enough information for us to say that we have congruent triangles. All right, and then the last situation is if you have an angle, side, and then an angle. So we have an angle, a side, then an angle. This one, the pictures are in the same order and everything. So let's just kind of list it out. We have an angle. So angle X is 87 degrees, and so is angle A. And then we have a side XY is congruent to side AB. And then angle Y is congruent to angle B. All right, so we have enough information to say that we have an angle, side, then an angle, which means triangle. Let's go Z. No, how about X, Y, Z congruent to, so we have an angle, side, then angle. We're going to go angle, side, then angle. So A, B, and then C would be the last piece. Okay, so we have our two triangles congruent, and this was enough information to guarantee that that would happen. All right, so that was a little bit of an introduction to congruent triangles.